Today, we are going to get right into a topic, reading comprehension. I'm Terrell, and this is Absolutely Studying, and I want to provide you with all of the resources and support you need to help you flourish in your academic career. Today, we're going to get right into reading comprehension. In order to really understand and retain the information, you have to take in the information in the first place. How many times have you read through a paragraph and you realize that you were not paying attention, and now you've got to go over it over and over 2 or 3 times? Well, that stops today. We are going to jump right into how to level up your reading comprehension. First of all, you need to take notes. Taking notes is a great way to engage yourself in the material. As you are reading through a paragraph, really analyze what you want to keep for later. So even if you are just writing one quick line per paragraph, that's great. You're going to immortalize those paragraphs in your notes. Each piece of important information is really what you need to take away, not the filler in between. A great practice is the first 1 or 2 lines from each paragraph is going to carry most of the important information that whole paragraph is about. The rest of it is really just breaking down the details. So after you read the first sentence, think about, what can I take away from this paragraph and what is it about? You can usually summarize it there or read the rest of the paragraph and just kind of get the overall idea. The reason writing is so important is because writing down requires so many processes, and each of them create a mental association. There's the reading, of course, that you would be already doing anyways. You're going to process it inside your brain, you're going to try and summarize it, and then you're going to write it down. Each step of this process helps to cement it inside your brain for the long term. A second really great technique that will help you actively engage in your reading is to have questions prepared before you even start reading. By having a list of questions or some key points in mind before you even start reading, you can actively check in on yourself as you go through each paragraph and decide how well you've answered the questions you had in mind. If this is a topic that you've already started studying and there are some empty gaps in your knowledge that you want filled, you can even write down some of those questions too and check in and see if you've answered those. As you go along, you might even have new questions that pop up that you'd like answered. Write those questions as well, and after you've read a segment and you've answered them, make sure to fill in the answers. One of the best and most trusted ways to really actively engage in what you're reading is to skim the passage before you've read it. And by passage, I don't just mean the paragraph. Decide what you need to read. So say it's an entire chapter. Make sure you pick a solid beginning and end to the portion of the chapter or your reading that needs to be done. And then go through and take your time and skim over everything that you're going to cover. So stop at every heading, read the heading, and then think, what might I learn as I read under this heading? Stop at the subheadings and pick up the topics that you're going to cover as you go along. Stop at any diagrams and not only look them over, but read their captions and try and see if you can figure out the information that you're going to get. Don't stop at every word, don't read every paragraph, just graze over. If you see any bold words or vocabulary, then definitely stop and read them and see if the words in themselves without the context starts to make sense. Or perhaps you know them from a different context and you can make a link to past information. Another great tip that works in conjunction with this is to reward yourself as you go along. A great way to implement this is to either reward yourself after every subtopic that you cover or to use the Pomodoro method. The Pomodoro method is a study strategy that I really stand behind. It is great not only for reading, but for any other activity that you're going to do. What it is it blocks off 25-minute increments. So for 25 minutes, you sit down, you focus, and you pay complete attention to what you're doing. And so in that case, it's reading, maybe taking some notes, and even highlighting passages, important words, or names and dates. At the end of the 25-minute mark, you will have 5 minutes. With that 5 minutes, you can do anything you want except for something productive. So if you want to reward yourself with a snack or a few minutes on your favorite social media, that is the time. At the end of that 5 minutes, you jump right back into it. You repeat this for 4 focus interval sessions, and then you get a 20-minute break to do with as you please. Staying focused for 25 minutes is not too hard. If you do have trouble maintaining this focus for the full 25 minutes, start with something shorter, maybe 10 minutes or 15 minutes, and start to work your way up. Maybe this week you're gonna do 10 minutes, next week you'll try 15, the week after that 20, and keep working your way up till you hit 25. Don't go past 25 though. What this does is it trains you to sit and focus. So this is great for getting a big chunk of reading out of the way, or if you're using it for your regular study session, you would just break up the 4 focus intervals into 4 different study activities. If you want more information on the Pomodoro method and how it can boost your study sessions, just click the link above. Stay tuned for a blooper reel, and you can always visit our website, www.absolutelystudying.com, to find more helpful study tips and organizational hacks to boost those study sessions. If you live the study struggle life, follow me on my socials, and now cue the blooper reel. So let's just jump right into it. The reason writing down the important points is so effective is because writing involves so many different steps and processes in order to help. If you live the study struggle life, follow me on my social. The reason writing down information is so important. One, two, three. The reason writing down your... Seriously. You good? My dog. Go back to sleep. I can't. I don't even remember where I was.